Alright, okay, here we go. I'ma get you. I'ma get you. Oh, I'm so strong. I'ma get you. Here, you want some of this? Y'all want some of this? Whee! Let's go. Come.
This was the lie, you Speedo-wearing Fortnite players. How the hell are ya? It has been some time since I gave y'all my honest tips and tricks for beginners. And since then, the game has changed quite a bit, and yet, y'all still somehow suck. So let me be a good Cephalon once again and share some more useful tips for beginners and noobs. By the way, if you happen to be interested in a full walkthrough on how to get to the point of beating the game, then I have a Warframe from scratch series ready and finished for you guys. Go check it out if you want. Okay then, let's get into the sauce. Tip 1. When you are using a beam weapon, or any weapon with massive punch through, try to hop up while you shoot. This will line up the beam trajectory with more enemy heads and cause you to deal big daddy damage to more enemies at the same time. This will also help you conserve ammo and increase your kills per second, which is useful for any player whether you are as green as the $1 bill and Solid V's mama's G-string, or as veteran as Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
Get off my lawn.
When you get used to doing this, you can try to add an aim glide into the mix as well, so you essentially gain more airtime and hit more headshots on lined up punks more often. This is the perfect segue into the next tip.
You should have gone for the head.
Aim for the head. Okay, look, I totally appreciate that asking Warframe players to aim at all is a tall order to begin with, but humor me for a second. Even though this is common gamer knowledge that headshots deal more damage, I still do not see anyone doing it consistently. Hell, some of your favorite YouTubers and streamers do not even do it, and it is not because they are busy slashing everything to death with their gloom wukongs. I've seen some of the homies aim at enemy torsos with snipers and bows. Like, what the hell? Why? All that is literally is waste ammo. You are literally making it take longer to kill things by not always aiming for the heads. Yes, melee is indeed way more effective and arguably more fun. But when you do need to use your guns, like for example when a newer player simply cannot face tank into a crowd and would rather keep their distance to survive, then aiming for the head is the only way to go. So try to make this a habit and stick with it. You may thank me in the long run and feel like you are good with many more weapons. Moving on. Tip number 3. Set your mouse buttons to dropping an energy or health pizza. Now this tip might seem a bit trivial to some of you, but to others it will be a lifesaver. We used to do this somewhat commonly back in the good old Law of Retribution days. Those were the Warframe raids that DE removed for idiotic reasons. Anyway, sometimes you can get close to dying or run out of energy, which is big bad. So being able to replenish your health or energy instantly can be helpful, and having a mouse button assigned to do exactly that is perfect for this. I can't tell you how often this little adjustment saved my ass back in the days. To be fair though, today you will rarely need this as a veteran player since dying is almost a challenge to begin with. Especially since every broke-back hippie uses shield gate abuse to stay alive. But to new players that do not yet have access to that, this might be a great help. Next. Tip 4. When you are new and struggling with which mods to maximize, you know maybe because Warframe only has 1,300 fucking mods.
But farming. Really? Man of your talents? It's a peaceful life.
Then here is some advice. Max elemental mods first, instead of the likes of Serration for example. Why? Well, Serration has 10 ranks and gives you more damage to all your stats. Elemental mods have only 5 ranks and give you up to 90% more damage to a specific element. Fever Strike for example. But the thing is this, maxing elemental mods is way cheaper than maxing something like Serration. And trust me, if you use your endo and credits cleverly and ignore restoration or primed mods or whatever the fuck, then you will still be hopelessly overpowered in the end. Alas, you can do whatever you want of course, but this might help you if you are unsure how to micromanage your endo and credits in early game. Speaking of endo, here is tip 5. Sell your trash mods for either endo or credits, and only do so when you actually need it. So there you are, a little wee Tenno, alone in the world, and you come across a mod you would like to max, but oh no, you do not have the endo or credits for it. Well shit, guess it is time to uninstall, or go watch 12 YouTube videos on how to farm endo and credits and then cry because your bitch ass MR3 cannot reach the best farming areas yet, right? Well, no wrong. See, Warframe as a game is good at a few things. One of those things is dropping tons of garbage you do not need. You will always have a constant income of garbage mods and thousands of copies of them. Mods such as ammo drum, ammo case, vitality, redirection and many more. As long as you keep just one copy of all these mods, you will be fine. The rest are instant and constant free endo or credits. So use this when you need to. The way I recommend you do this safely is to first sort all of your mods by owned or replicas. This way you will see the mods you have the most copies of first. Then just select the entire stack -1 if you want to be absolutely foolproof, and then proceed to sell them for either endo or credits depending on your current need. I promise you, this way you will gain enough to max enough mods to be able to solo mo survival. There are also a few places that drop a bunch of trash mods more than others. I will leave a link to that video at the end of this one though, so do not worry, you won't miss it. Let's move on. Tip 6.
Take me home tonight.
Since we are talking about mods, here is another godly tip especially for new players, and I cannot stress this enough. Mod the correct damage type. You see, it is simple. Different factions are weak and strong against specific damage types. If you take advantage of their weaknesses, then there is no such thing as difficult enemies anymore. They simply do not exist. Much like Apex players that actually have brains. Anyway, for Garnier you can always use corrosion or even better viral and heat together. For Corpus you will need only Taxon and nothing else. Though magnetic is also okay. Infested are about as durable as a 20-year-old dusty condom on a cactus, so you do not need to bother modding for them, but using heat is a great idea. There you go, the right damage types against the right faction. You are now God. Here is tip number 7. Movement. Now for those of you who are particularly astute, you may say, wait a minute. Yes, I did mention this in my last tips and tricks video. However, I did not mention how to move. So here it is. When moving in Warframe, you have some evasion going for you, which should be common sense. The more you move, the harder you are to kill, but also the faster you will get from here to there, which can help you control the hordes better and get them lined up nicely to get fucked. You will want to start stringing together all of your movements to jump super far. For example, a slide followed by a bullet jump followed by a double jump followed by a named glide and sliding landing. If you guys would like my human douchebag to do a movement workshop for you guys, then I am sure I can blackmail him into doing so. Let me know in the comment section. And for the final honest tip that I have for you guys today. Do not fall for the meta trap. I will make this clear, there is nothing wrong with meta, it works. It is effective. Period. But fact of the matter is that Warframe is an easy game regardless of your point of view or personal feelings about the game. The only reason why metas exist are because they are great clickbait for YouTubers. That's literally it. I can assure you, if you build your builds for fun rather than obsess over what some raggedy YouTuber told you, you will still be hopelessly overpowered for anything the game throws at you. Hell, I built a shitty face tank melee banshee and still fucked up steel path good enough. So what I am trying to tell you is that it is okay to like and use meta builds, but it is not at all necessary to win. It's not even considerably faster, and it is even worse when players get toxic about it and act as if everyone else is scum if they are not using metas. This is simply not the case. You do you and just enjoy the game. There is no need to min-max for millions of damage when even the hardest enemies die to a couple thousand. By all means, have the courage to explore your own builds, ones you think could be interesting and fun. After all, creative freedom and buildcraft is one of the only sources of fun in this game, and you should be doing exactly that, having fun. Unless you put gloom on Wukong. Then there is a special place in hell for you. Now like and subscribe to this shitty channel and fuck off.